you stood on business and told everybody that, yo, they gonna have to, they're not gonna move you off the yard. So you get into it with your celly, and then they ship you to Leavenworth?
No, I get into it with one of the homies from the crib. They shipped me to Leavenworth. How I got out of Leavenworth, I had a hawk in my washer powder box. I was on the yard. I was security for Chinaman, one of the biggest C's in Chicago from out south.
And just so we clarify for everybody. So this whole time you're walking the yard. So you're not been into any of that, and you got a call back from Chicago, and they're letting it be known that, hey, to take care of you.
Yeah, that was in Leavenworth. That was in Leavenworth.
Now, when your man in Leavenworth, or when your man clears you or tells people to take care of you at Leavenworth, what happens after that?
After that, I'm on the line, ready to hurt anybody, anything for the mob. They put me on security for Chinaman because I was a go-getter. Wherever Chinaman went, I was standing there with the Hawks. And then, I was just on point, ready to get down. Niggas will come on the yard, whisper, and then when they say, man, well, I'm gonna let dude know, and y'all gonna have to do the knife thing, nigga was like, man, I'm cool. Chief say clear. So I had my knives in my washing powder box in the joint. Leavenworth was one of the worst notorious prisons in the world. Ask a nigga about it. You walk that yard, you better be ready. I was dangerous. I was armed and dangerous. So, cause I knew I had that tag on me, and they already told me, man, if a nigga come, you ain't got to tell me that. I'm gonna chop him down. So I wasn't really, I was on some, I'm ready to die type of movement. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I wasn't landing nobody hold for no 10 years. So, and I knew that I wasn't no rat. So, I was coming back from the yard from a baseball game. They shook my cell down. So they found a hawk in a mailbox. I used to take like 20 knives to my cell and sharpen them up for the mob. So they ended up catching my hawk in there, and they put me in the hole and shipped me on out of there. With the situation, then that situation came up where I had to go to court and deal with that situation where the nigga said I killed somebody.
All right, so you're bouncing from prison to prison, and you're standing on the fact that nobody's gonna tell you can't walk the yard, right?
Yes, sir.
So you end up getting caught up with a shank in your cell because they checked your cell, and at the same time you get pulled into this drug case with the guy Bobby. So what happened with that case?
When I go back to court, they shipped me back to MCC Chicago. This was like in 2002. I was already down in my bit, but after me making that statement, after they tried to supersede my indictment on the murder that I did not commit, that they tried to lie and said that I committed, I goes over there and I tell my lawyer, I'm like, man, they can't indict me on that shit no more. He said, man, if you don't, after you done made this statement on that guy, and this and I said, but damn, it's contradictory. He said that I killed somebody, he lied on me. So I made that, I clarified that what I said, and that was that. And they gave me 3 years off of that. And I stood on business. I went back to the joint and stood on that.
Now, did you stay at the same prison or were you shipped somewhere else?
They shipped me. I had to get because I got re-sentenced. So I had to get re-programmed. So they sent me to Allenwood United States Prison. It's still a USP. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to I went to the USP. I got it.
So at this point, you went from 10 years to 3 years. And now you're going to this Allenwood, right?
No, I went from 14 years to 10 years.
Okay, so you went from 14 to 10 years, and now you're re-sentenced. Are you going to a lower level prison at this time?
No, they sent me back to the wolves. No,
okay, so so with the feds, like, is it sort of like state to where if your sentence is dropped and you're not catching any trouble, you get to go to a softer yard?
Yeah, I never made that. I stayed rotating.
I guess not.
I stayed rotating.
I guess not. Yeah, because you were catching charges all during this time, right?
Yeah, I had the tag over me. So I had to stay aligned the whole time I was down. You know what I'm saying? No matter the brothers cleared me from Chicago, I still had to stay aligned. Because some of them brothers might, like when I got to Allenwood USP, that same nigga from San Diego, a 415, he'll come down from Leavenworth and say, man, yeah, he went to court on a nigga, woo, woo. So I stood on it out there, DC stood behind me. A lot of niggas from DC, it wasn't a lot of vice lords down there. My brother stood with me, but a lot of DC niggas stood with me because they knew me from around the joints. So they stood and said, man, do 100. So they stood with me. So shout out to DC, man.
Now, they say that DC runs the deepest in the federal system. Is that true?
Oh, ain't no question.
And that's due to the fact that they don't have a state prison system. So all their charges are federal. Everything's federal. So if you're in DC and it's a majority, black city, if anybody catches a charge, they always go into the federal system, man. So you're saying on that yard, the DC cats, they stuck beside you.
Oh yeah, they stuck beside me. The DC boys stood beside me, man, all the way, man. They was letting niggas know like ain't nobody finna do them something. You know what I'm saying? Dude ready to hope. I was ready to. I had him shooting on the yard. It was a Crip out there by the name of Yak. He from he grew up in LA, but he moved to Ohio. He was on the yard with me. He stood beside me. You know what I'm saying? He seen me punish niggas. He on Facebook. His name is Irvin. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He stood beside me in Allenwood USP. And he seen me had him shoot. I was out chasing niggas with locks. I was hitting niggas with locks. I was chasing niggas with hawks. I had them shooting on the yard in Allenwood. You people watching this from East DC, y'all know who I am. I put a lot of work in Allenwood USP, and they ended up shipping me out that mother. Cause I just stayed on one, and I just wasn't tolerating no bull, and I stand on that.